Oh, look at the time. It's a podcast.
And we're back.
Hello.
Podcast number 9. I have
Yeah.
it right this week. And I went back and checked last week.
Yeah. Now we know exactly which one it is.
Dude, it's 9 podcasts. We're getting close to 10.
Ooh.
It's good so far. Are you having fun?
It's been really interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything like this, so might come off as a little bit awkward in the speed VR. So, yeah.
Yeah, so far, not that bad. I thought it'd be worse, to be honest. I thought it'd be like, so what do you think? Then like 30 seconds of silence. So far, between like the 4 of us, you, me, Tanner, and Yvonne, so far no one's just been like,
Yeah, no one
But
has
at
been
least
really
have
like
something to say.
sandbagging.
So that's good. So yeah, maybe we'll do something for 10. Brag. Bring back Tanner from the grave.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
We'll go bug him about that. Be like, Tanner, it's the 10th one.
You have to come
You
down.
have to be here. You were
Maybe
here for
Yvonne will be here
yeah.
too, the 4 person.
Yeah, maybe the biggest one we have ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So new things. It's been a week. One of the things I did this week, which was fun but not fun, was the last couple of days had to teach a bunch of Taekwondo classes by myself.
That's
Yeah. So
That's
it's-
interesting.
Yeah, so it's getting hectic because the guy who owns the school works at bases, and they're like, "Hey, every teacher needs to be involved. So you all have a club after school." So like, and he teaches one up in Scottsdale.
Oh.
So like getting down to Mesa. So they're like
So
club
he's
starts at like
going
4.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's like club starts at 4:15, and then it ends around like 5. And they're like, but you have to make sure every kid leaves with a parent. So like because like my Wednesdays are open, I volunteered to open
Okay.
and like teach class.
That's really fun.
It's fun, but another issue is that my brother gets out at 6. So I was like, oh no.
Do you gotta go pick him up?
Yeah, because normally my sister is also, because she's out of town, but normally she helps teach as well. So I'll either be there with her or I'll open and then she like come in and teach the rest.
So are you teaching like younger kids or?
So this class is like, we call it just intermediate. So it's like basically for intermediate for kids, so like the middle for kids, and then like the adults will open it to beginner adults, because like adults have better attention span than kids.
You're right.
So, but it's also like we try to do it more one-on-one time. So it's like
Oh, that's
focusing.
really nice.
So yeah, so I got a lot of people to help, so it was very easy. And then yesterday, the guy who owns it, his daughter was sick or something, so I had to teach kids, and I took over like the baby class. So we call it Tigers. So it's like 5 to 7, and it's usually like some of them will let in at like 4.5. The ones that are just like, we want them to, like the parents are like, we really want our kid to start, and you're like, but they're not smart enough to do anything. They're 4. So we put them in there, and we'll train them, but it's like more training like their attention span, getting them moving, and like trying to set up structures so then when they're old enough, then we start teaching them like
Actual
quality curriculum
like
versus
kicks
just
and other things.
like all the technique versus just like, here, do a kick, just get them active. So that class I like took over at the end, and it was funny because we were finishing up, and like usually like most of our classes are like an hour long. For the kids classes, we usually cut it off at like 50 minutes, because like 5-year-olds, once you get past like 50 minutes, their attention span's not all there.
Yeah.
For most of them.
I
And,
feel like 10 minutes.
Yeah. But like once you get to 50 minutes, you're pushing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna end it with a game. So like, you've been to my studios. We have like, we have 2 red like squares surrounded by blue mat squares.
Okay.
So I was like in the red. I was like, okay, line up, and I put a bunch of like puzzle mats around. And I was like, the floor is lava. Get to the other side. It was just so funny because the little kids there, you're trying to like, because when we set up games like that, the kids from the next class, we let them play. So I set it up so it's hard for the little kids because they're like 5, and so I'll have like little cones that are like this big. So like if you're over 4 feet, you will just be like, nope, you just step over it.
Yeah.
But for the little kids, they gotta jump. So they're like, it's too easy. I'm like, dude, this is for, I'm designing this for 5-year-olds. Come on.
Can't do anything.
So yeah, so that was fun. And then yesterday was sparring, so I like drilled the kids. I was like, okay, you're just running, and I straight up, because some of the kids like most of the kids are good. They're good
Okay.
kids. They follow instructions. A couple of them are like, they're good. They're like good spirited kids, but they get easily distracted. They distract themselves and others. So like they were running, and I was like, do not touch the red. And a couple of them were jumping over it. I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. I stopped. I'm like, everyone's doing push-ups.
No,
and I'm like,
no.
And I'm like, I'm fixing this now. If I give you an instructor or your other instructors give you an instruction, you do them. And they're all like, yes, sir. And they started running and like got him into shape. I was like, yes, we fixed it right away. Because like normally I'm just the like assistant, so
Mhm.
so like I help out. I'm not the one who like teaches the class usually, because my sister is like second in command basically. So like
Oh.
if the master's not there, she teaches, and then I like help out. I don't really like teaching a big class. I like working one-on-one with people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was fun. And then lots of drills, and they were just like dying by the end. And I'm like, we did good today.
Yeah.
And then I just had them spar. Like they got all their gear on. They were just like, they got time to fight each other.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then adult class, I was just like, okay, we're getting some hard training in. So I just had them do a bunch of drills. It was funny because, so normally for warm up we do like crunches, push ups, and all that just to like get everything loose. So normally it's like we do like 10 or 3 sets of 10, so like regular crunch,
Okay.
like crossing, so like elbow to knee, like opposite.
Oh, okay.
And then
yeah.
the last one is like your legs are like at a 45-degree angle, and you just lift and reach your toes.
Oh, my core.
Yeah. So we try to change it up. So like, what I did was I counted to 10, and I was like, do as many as you can. So I made him do it the first time, and I was like, who got the highest? And I was like, 21. I'm like, okay, do it again.
So
If you
good.
can beat that. So the other kid, I'm pretty sure they were just like, barely moving.
Cheating.
But I was like, that's okay.
Of course, just started
Yeah.
thinking about that.
And she got 29, so I was like, okay, you did 29 crunches, now go for push-ups. I was like, you did 29 push-ups, go. And I just did it.
In 10?
And I was like,
In 10
yeah.
seconds?
Yeah, and like what we like to do is like, after you do push-ups, just kind of like this way, so kind of
Oh.
for the arms.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, back down. And I was like, I could have been mean, because we do 3, like during warm-ups, we'll do regular push-ups, then like we'll have them face out wide, so like a
Okay.
variety of
Yeah,
push-ups.
that's a lot of push-ups.
Yeah, so it works on different parts. And I was debating on whether I was going to make him do 29 sets of 2 more sets of 29, but I was like, I'll just take it up. So I was like, okay, 15 wide, 15 diamond. We call it diamond or stack.
Yeah.
So, and then they finished, and I was like, okay, that was a pretty good warm up. Because I was anticipating, because one of the kids that was there yesterday who did that, because I did the same thing with the kids yesterday, that I was gonna do that today. I thought one of them was gonna be like, I'm gonna outsmart you. I did like 9. I was gonna be like, nope, I'm gonna quadruple that. In my head, I was like already planning for one of the kids to be like, I'm smarter than you.
That's why with me. It's like, if we
Yeah.
don't do that much,
Yeah.
we're going to get red.
Yeah, but everyone was good with it. And then I was like, okay, we ran through all these drills. Like, everyone was like out of breath by the end of it. And I'm like, dude, good, go get a drink. And I got them all gear on. Because
Yeah.
I think I told you at tournament, like, a lot of our kids were losing because, like, they weren't really, weren't aggressive. They were, like, scared to get hit. So what I just straight up told them was, like, we all made a circle.
Okay.
And then, like, the first person starts, they kick the person to their left.
Oh.
And then just go through the whole circle.
So practicing getting hit?
Yeah, pretty much. And so like first person hit, and then they keep going, and then the first person that got hit keeps going, and it just goes in a circle. And then I made him go the other way, and then I made him do it again.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So I was like, I was like, okay, well you guys are breathing. I'm gonna explain it. Basically, give them time to recover. I was like, well, first off, what I noticed is you guys are scared because because it's adult, but like we basically left 12 and up.
Yeah.
12 and up for adult class.
Yeah.
So like a bunch of height differences. So I was like, first off, when you guys practice against each other, you're scared of getting hit. So targeting, you get practice targeting people at different heights.
Yeah.
When they're stationary and they're letting you kick them, so you have practice hitting at different levels. Then I was like, second, you guys are all scared of getting hit. So I wanted you guys to get hit. And I was like, see, no one's dead. And I was like, third, you just need to get hit more.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, guys, go get a drink, and then we
I
just
feel like if you get hit
fight.
more, like
Yeah.
after you get hit, you aren't stunned as long.
Yeah. That's the main thing because like I notice a lot of people who, like, if you're scared of getting hit, then like you're gonna get stunned. You're gonna get phased when you
Yeah.
get hit hard.
You know, like in games,
Yeah.
like hit stun.
Yeah,
Actual
yeah,
hit stun.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was trying to get them like, oh, you know, if you get hit, it's fine. You just walk it off.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Hit them back.
Yeah, pretty much. I've told a bunch of people like when they get hit, I'm like, if you get hit hard, hit them back harder. That's it.
Yeah.
Because that's what the original way. Like, remember a lot of the guys who trained in like the '80s. I talked to a bunch of them, and like
Oh,
they were like, I remember back in our day when we sparred, they were like, yeah, you just had a cup and a mouthpiece, and we just beat the heck out of each other. And I'm like, man, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Painful.
Yeah.
Because like new training is like you have padding on your arms, your legs, your hands, your feet,
That's true.
and like I'm like I kind of want to go back, but I also don't want to die.
Yeah. I know my friend used to do a MMA club at
Yeah.
ASU, and like they wouldn't get that much protection either though.
Yeah.
Because like you have to
Yeah.
move.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
MMA is like so
Yeah.
wide. So
Yeah. So that's pretty much new with me. So what have you been up to?
nothing really too special. I guess in relation to like Taekwondo and stuff, I've been tricking. Been doing tricking. If you don't know, is like a lot of different like kicks and flips.
Yeah.
So I've been learning like how to do a butterfly kick, or I've been improving my butterfly kick.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to like butterfly twist, which is just a butterfly kick with a twist.
Yeah.
And learning like how to front flip and like just learning like round kick, hook kick, whatever. Actually, like I feel like I should have learned like hook kick and round kick like at the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, the issue
Instead
is
of-
a lot of people who get into tricking, but they don't learn the basic is that like they force their way through. Because I've noticed that in like Taekwondo coming back, because like the guy who runs Taekwondo school is like pretty much the founding generation of tricking in Japan.
Yeah.
And like when he started teaching, like a lot of the kicks that lead into tricking, like the hook kick or it's like you spin hook.
Yeah.
A lot of that I did it wrong. I've told you before, but like basically to make it, because I was doing it wrong. And you're supposed to pivot on the ball of your foot, so when you rotate, it's less friction.
Yeah.
But what I was doing is it was flat, so I just forced it, and I just went faster than anyone else. So like, it's funny because when we do like black belt training and like we get paddles for that, and it's like first you hit, and it's like we put 2 paddles. Like people lose the paddle because I just kick it so hard.
Now that you do it right.
Yeah, when I do it right, it's just like you just can't hold it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like a lot of tricking, the fundamentals. Like you have to learn those to get
Yeah.
like the kicking.
I think
part.
you have to like understand like a
Yeah.
lot of tricking is like based on momentum.
Yeah.
And like when you watch
Yeah.
people tricking, it's really interesting because it looks like when they're doing like their steps into it, like it looks like not that strong, but like
Yeah.
when they actually throw,
Yeah.
it's like way too sick. It looks like they're getting like pushed by like someone, like
Yeah.
some divine wind is like pushing
Yeah.
them through the trick.
Yeah, and it comes from all the fundamentals of like,
Yeah.
but even if you don't use the basics, it's just that the principle of like, you take steps, you do movement before to get that momentum.
Yeah, and I think that's like really cool to see, like in action, like just physics.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I've been learning. That's why I learned last week actually, hook kick and round kick.
Yeah.
And then like I was trying to like figure out how to like use those to like lead into my butterfly kick. And then, but I've just been falling over,
Yeah.
which is okay, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
working on it. So and I'm really sore. Like if I was to get up from this couch right now, I'd be really sad. Like, it hurts a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like tricking, and I started it, same thing as like Taekwondo, where you gotta lose the fear of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Once you lose that fear, then you just like you keep falling, you keep getting hit, and like you just get back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just super sore right
Yeah.
now. So during the warm up,
That's-
during the warm up, like once we got there, like someone's like, okay, let's do warm ups. I'm like, okay. That's just everyone's going to do warm up. So we did like these high knee things. We
Yeah.
did like the butt kicker things.
Yeah.
And then we just did like a bunch of random kicks, like but they're like really slow. And then after I was like, I haven't been tricking in a while. So I was really like not used to like any of these movements, and like I don't do Taekwondo or anything, and then a lot of these are like, especially the kicks, People are like kicking really high. I'm like, my foot doesn't
Yeah.
do that. My leg is not flexible
Yeah.
enough. And like even after that, I was like super sore. I'm like, this is just a warm up. I think we didn't even do anything yet.
Yeah.
And then and then after that, I like tried to like draw a bunch of B kicks, and then I was like, okay, I'm tired of doing these. I did like an hour of these.
Yeah.
I asked a friend to teach me like round of kicks.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get those basics, everything becomes so much easier.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
finding your momentum,
Yeah.
finding like how, and then I think a lot of it for myself is like building my muscles.
Yeah.
I realized that like I'm not very strong. I've been going to the gym a little bit more, but like my legs, like my lower back is like really sore. I feel like I did a bunch of deadlifts.
Yeah, one of the things you need for tricking, I guess, is just getting like your calves.
Yeah,
More that, but just like that twitch muscles.
yeah,
Just to make sure that like when you get twisting, when you get jumping, like you can just spring. Like I don't know if you know who he is, but Malik, you've probably heard of him. He's like this 16-year-old kid that like just got interested in tricking, and he can do like triples.
What the
Like
heck?
no like, or he can for sure just do doubles without like any effort. And it's hilarious because like he heard about, or he's in, because there's a Facebook tricking group, and
Yeah.
like he just joined it, and like when we offered up like a open gym session, he just came. He was like, all right, I'm hyped. And then like when he got in, he was just like, he was doing a bunch of his combos, but like he just ran out of room. Kept going because like
yeah,
because all he did was he just trained in the grass, which like is the best way because you have nothing to you have only yourself to push up.
yeah,
So I noticed like a lot of his tricking requires like his calf muscles just like getting that spring in his legs
Mhm.
kind of training. So if you want to get good at
Yeah.
tricking like him, you gotta
I'm working
Yeah.
on those too, doing some
Yeah.
calf raises. But
yeah.
yeah, that's
That's
what
fun.
I've been up to.
Nice.
But
How's origami gone?
it's going. It's really difficult. I got stuck on so many different steps, and I finally got Boyce, more origami teacher, I guess, to help me with that, and so figured out how to like fold this weird head part. I was stuck on that for a few days. And now I'm stuck on. There's like a bunch of steps, right? And then the last 3 steps has like paragraphs for instructions. I was like, everything is like one sentence or like 2 or 3 sentences, and then you get to the end, you're like, wait, each of these is a paragraph.
That's not 5 steps.
I'm
That's
like,
one.
I'm like, what the heck? Like they're all like kind of similar
Oh,
steps,
okay.
like related to shaping, but like
Is it more like multi-parter steps where it's like you do this and then that, or is it just all for one?
it's like it's like a multi-part step.
Okay.
Like they're like it's like kind of a similar step. Like it's all like the same fold, and it's all like related to like shaping the dragon to make it look better.
Yeah.
Like the part I'm now is like making the tail so it's curved, give some
Okay.
texture, give the head some texture, give the legs feet. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I think they'll find that out, but I'll still do it.
So are you making like a dragon, like a Asian dragon, or
Like a
the
traditional, like what you would think of dragon.
wait, I don't know, like in Pokemon terms, Dragon Knight or Dragonair?
Dragon
So
Knights.
like okay,
Yeah.
so not like the snake one, like the
Yeah,
regular,
yeah, not like a
with the
Chinese
wings?
dragon.
Yeah.
That's really long. That'd be
Okay.
really cool to make too, but right now it's like a European dragon.
Okay. Yeah.
And then so it's each fold. So there's exactly 50 steps, which is why I think there's so many. So he's like, all right, I ran out of steps, so I'm gonna put all the steps in the last 3. And I'm like, So I'm almost there. It looks really, the finished product looks really cool, but I need to finish all these crimp folds and inside reverse folds or
So
whatever.
we'll get that dragon next week, hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right.
I'm just really intimidated by the paragraphs. So like every time I look, they kind of scare me.
So many instructions.
Yeah.
Okay. So So, how about Monster Hunter?
Oh yeah.
So you guys have been playing that for the most part?
Yeah, we've been playing that like just like in our free time. That's what we've been doing a lot. And so last night, me and Yifan just reached Hunter rank 100, which is um, just a milestone, I guess. Like it's like achievement 100, and at 100 you get this really like hard quest where you have to like kill 3 of the hardest monsters. And I was gonna do that in a bit later today, actually. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. So we have a friend. We have been carrying him recently, and he plays Greatsword, which is like this really slow weapon. So he just like stands here with the sword and he smashes things. But it does like tons of damage. It's so satisfying. But the thing is, since you're standing there, you charge up your weapon and you don't move, and the whole combo takes like 10 seconds. So you have to stand there for 10 seconds, and before you do it, like so, it's like charge 1, boom, and then you do it again 2, and the second one does more damage, and the third one is 2 hits, and you does like tons of damage. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that whole combo takes like 10 to 15 seconds, and you were basically stationary the whole time. So my friend, he was just like standing there, and I was like trying to carry him through his quest so he can actually get to the useful like quests. And I was wondering why the quests were taking so long. So the monsters in Monster Hunter are adjusted for like how many people there are. So like they have more health when there are more people. They do a little bit more damage too. But I was like, okay, usually I can like take out these monsters with a friend in like around 8 to 10 minutes. Like that's a pretty normal time. But then I was like, it's like hitting 15, 20 minutes. I was like, what's going on? Why is this taking so long? And then usually like he's just standing there, and I'm like, all right, that's what he's supposed to be doing. He's like standing there charging up. That's literally his job. And at the end, there's cards to tell you like achievements, so basically of like who did really well and what. And then every time I played with him, I got a damage card, and that damage card only shows up if you do like a significant amount of damage, more than the other person.
Oh, okay.
And so I got like these huge numbers showing up on these damage cards every single time. I was like, oh, he's just standing there and missing. So he does no damage because he doesn't hit the monster until it falls over.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like, what the heck? This guy's literally sandbagging, wasting so much time. And it's like, sometimes we wouldn't even finish the quest because he dies 3 times.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, my dude, you gotta help me out here. I can't.
You gotta be more useful.
I can't do it. Like, it's okay if you're just standing here. Just don't die.
Yeah.
Like,
have you tried making him like the bait, or you just like try and make him run away?
but it like you could, but aggro doesn't work that way.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm hitting the monster.
Oh, so it's gonna target you?
Yeah. And then like, I guess if it runs away, like sometimes it goes toward him because you need the monster.
Yeah.
It's like monster aggro. But like, I don't care because I chase really quickly with my weapon. And so I just go over there and I just keep hitting it. And then it comes back to me, and Alfred just ends up standing there again. I was like, dang it.
Nice.
And then the only time when he does like actual lot of damage is when I knock it over, and he's like, okay, it's on the ground, not doing anything. I can hit him now. I'm like, come on, you can do better than that.
How close are you guys to like 100%ing the game? Are you at all close?
I guess like after this last quest is technically like 100% of the game. With the 3 hardest monsters. I think that's the last like assigned quest.
Oh, okay.
Technically, but they always release like new content.
Okay.
Like new monsters to fight, new armor sets. Yeah.
That's good.
So they just actually released a new monster, like this new patch, I guess, called the Bojo. It's in the older games, and they brought it to this game.
Oh.
It's like a dinosaur. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It also spits dragon stuff, and it makes you do less damage. It's OP. He's a fatty. It's really funny.
Is he fast?
He's so fast.
Oh, that's scary.
We were like fighting him, and then he will like just randomly like jump across the stage. I was
Wow.
like, no, and then everyone has to put away their weapon, run across, keep fighting him, and he also has this move where he like eats you, and then he spits you back out.
Does it do like 90% of your health with that?
We have really good armor, so no,
Oh, okay.
but like if we fought the harder one version,
Oh, okay.
we would get wrecked by that.
Nice.
I feel like he used to be harder in other games, or maybe I'm just better
Okay.
now.
Maybe you just got better equipment.
Yeah.
You got better gear.
So, but he's a fun monster to fight.
Nice. I've been playing League a bunch. My Smurf. Because I have a friend who used to play with all the time in high school, and then like last couple of years he just plays the gold. But this
Oh.
season he got stuck at like silver 3, and he played only support, so he had like a 42% win rate.
Oh yes.
So I got on my
I used
Smurf
to
and I
do
played
that.
with him, and like we climbed up, and I got to like gold 5 in like 25 games or something ridiculous. So like it was just funny because like you meet like you just see some funny people at this level at like that
Yeah.
bracket, because like you get all the people that they either pay to get their account higher ranked in previous seasons, or like they were above average like 3 years ago, and then they come back and they think they're good.
And then the meta is weird. And so
Or you get people who like, so I don't remember if I told you, I played against a guy who had over 1,700 games played, and he
Oh,
got
shoot.
and he was in gold 5, and I was at the time my account was silver 1, and Timmy's was silver 2, so we were playing, and like he was our jungler, and I was playing mid. I think I've said this before, but like I was playing like Rise, who I was just like, we won 3 games in a row, and I was like, I just want to farm, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to have a peaceful lane, so I was playing mid, and then like the enemy, like the jungler was attacking me as well, ganking me, so I was getting killed. So the guy was like, you need to learn how to play this matchup better, and I'm like, but you're 2-9. And then I check after, and he's gold 5 with 1,700 games, and I was
Oh.
like, what are you doing? Like not just games overall played, ranked games only.
Oh, no.
And like for just this year. And I checked
That's
on
a
him.
lot.
And I checked him on it yesterday, and he went from gold 5 to silver 1, 10 points. I was like,
Rip.
that's karma right there. I actually wanted to message him on my Smurf and be like, what up, buddy? Learn how to play yet? Because I'm like at least 100 points above him now.
Oh my.
But yeah, and then it's very funny because like, it's just like Timmy plays support, so I was playing jungle, so I was controlling the whole map, and then like, I think they nerfed my jungler, so and then I was like, I just want to play mid, I want to smash the other guy, and what happens every game is I'm better than the other person,
Yeah.
but their jungler comes, and then like, I can't, so like basically I'm neutralized,
Yeah.
either I'm better or I'm equal. So like I never just like get killed 1v1 unless like
Yeah.
I make like a stupid like I'm gonna outplay, and then like I
And then you don't
make
outplay.
like a bunch of mistakes. But like, so it's hilarious because I'll play like Victor, and
Ooh,
I'll be
okay.
so far ahead that like the enemy will try to 5v1 me, and I'll get like 4 kills and then I'll die. But the issue is the rest of my team is on the other side of the map not doing anything. So what ends up happening is if I get killed, we lose the game. So it's funny because every game, like for some reason, my AD carry is always like down 50 CS, like no kills.
It's pretty normal.
Has like
Bottom.
one item at like 20 minutes. So I played AD, and like I played like Lucian, and my friend Timmy played like Alistar, and we just killed them over and over again. And then the next time I was like, okay, I'll play Lucian. And then they pick like Misfortune, and they pick like a bunch of champions that'll dive, like Kassadin and those. So he's like, I'll play Janna. I'm like, okay. And then they pick Annie, and we had played against the duo like 2 games before, and like they were winning because my AD carry decided he got 2 kills early,
Mhm.
and then like when Timmy went up to help me mid, like instead of sitting, like he sat under tower and waited for the wave to come instead of like slowly trimming it. So then they just dove him, and then like he refused to go back bot, so we just lost the game because of him.
I feel
And
like
then-
in like league and like low elo, a lot of times like when people lose, it's not because one person lost the lane, or like when people lose a lane, it's still winnable when like one of your lane loses, like even though
Yeah.
like they lost really bad. it's winnable.
Yeah.
But you lose like a lot of time because your teammates start flaming.
Yeah.
And then because your teammates start flaming, that guy just feels bad. And then and everyone like starts arguing and no one feels good.
Yeah.
And everyone gets tilted, and that's why your team loses.
Yeah.
Not just because that one guy got wrecked, but because your whole team is now like flaming each other and angry, and no one's working with each other anymore.
My favorite strategy was when people would flame and like sound like they wanted to quit. When I would play with Yifan, he would just flame them back so hard that they'd want to try again. It works. It worked way more times than it should. He'd be like, this guy would be like 0-3 as a jungler, and Yifan, the guy would be like, "You guys all suck," and he's like, "No, dude, you suck." And just like he just flamed him. It wasn't like, "Oh, you suck. You should try to play better." It's just like, you suck, all this and that. And then the other guy just starts playing, and I'm like, what just happened? What is going on? But yeah, I guess it's like reverse psychology without trying.
I don't know. That's weird. Like when I stopped, I mean, me and Yifan both stopped playing League, but and I really kind of want to climb the gold, but I don't really play like.
Yeah.
I don't usually carry hard enough when I do well.
Yeah.
And then even if I'm equal, like someone starts flaming.
Yeah.
And then we get red, and I don't like saying anything. So.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Larry. I'd want to coach you. Just want to, when you're playing, I would just be like, Larry, do this, do that.
So don't do that dumb thing that you were gonna do. I think a lot of times, like I do, like my mechanics are like not bad. Like I do cool out play things.
You put yourself in a bad position.
Yeah, I just keep doing stupid things. Like I think this is a good idea.
Yeah, and then
I'm like, no.
You're like, maybe it was a good idea in concept.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right. So yeah. Speaking of which, something we started talking about last week was like an interest you have is like in people's psychology and how they like perceive the world.
Yeah, that's something that's really interesting.
Which can relate to our league topic.
Oh yeah, like I'm always thinking like when you play League of Legends or like any other game and you're flaming, like is that fun? Like if you're like staring at the computer, right? You're playing this game, and then you're like when you start playing League, right? You're thinking, okay, I want to climb, and why do you want to climb? Because it's fun, right? Climbing is fun. Playing League is fun. That's why you play the game. But when you start yelling at people for being bad, I feel like that's not fun. Like I don't think their sole reason for playing League is not to make it so League is not fun for you, right?
Yeah.
So why are you yelling at them for being bad? It's okay that they're bad. Everyone is bad. You do bad sometimes too, right? And that doesn't make the game less fun. But once you start yelling, the game is suddenly like not that fun anymore. Even like if like the other guy like accidentally makes a mistake and then like it messes you up, right? Or like you accidentally like walk into like a bunch of people, like you two accidentally get bait, like he actually accidentally baits you to death. It's like whatever, like calm down, just play League. League is a fun game for everyone, and I feel like a lot of that community like needs to learn that. Like I really had like really great games of like. Even after like if I lose, I don't care because that was such a great game.
Yeah.
My teammates were like all really, like really hopeful or whatever. Like they're really helpful. Like okay, next time like here's some advice. Don't be stupid like that. Or like they just even if like they don't say anything, like I feel really good because I know I'm not getting flamed.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though. I've told people I'm like. You need to be more productive with your life. When people are just like flaming or they're just that bad, I'm like, you're not unintelligent. Go do something more productive with your life. And I've never been reported for it, which is funny.
Yeah.
But speaking of something I want to ask you about, since you're a psychology major, is how do you think you should improve, like coach or improve people? Because it's like we were talking about, like in League, like in Taekwondo or tricking, like you. Or like even origami, like how you like from what you told me, like you personally improved, like you had someone there who's like helping you. What would be the best way for someone to coach another person?
Yeah, so like there's like a lot of different coaching methods, right? And like a lot of different ways to teach someone something. And like for like one-on-one coaching, when you're there a lot with them, like once a week or whatever, and you're like there and you're like encouraging them, um, it's definitely like a lot of like mix between like encouragement and like actual like teaching, telling them like what they're doing wrong, whatever, and you want that, and a lot of that comes down to mindset. So a lot of teaching is, I feel like, is changing someone's mindset or encouraging a certain mindset so they can keep going. And that mindset is that um, there's always small victories, right? And I kind of like reminding them of those small victories while pushing for greater heights. And one thing is like always like keep them humble,
Yeah.
because once I know this is like pretty cliche, but I feel like it's really true. Where once you once you feel like you're good, once you feel like you're great at something, that's when you stop improving. That's when you stop being good.
Yeah.
So like keep being humble, or become humble, and just I think for me, I just always try to remember that while there's something like more to learn, and there's like, but you can always look back at what you have accomplished also.
Okay.
Like just be very real with where you are, and like I think when you're teaching someone, everyone has like a different need, I guess. Some people like don't need any pushing at all to become to like be hardworking. Some need some needs a little bit more encouragement, a little bit more incentive to be more hardworking. But in the end, it's all like encouraging a mindset of like working harder because you want to work harder, right? Not just because we're telling them to,
Yeah.
but because they want to work harder.
Yeah. Because I've just been thinking, because I told you about the tournament, like how, like I want to change up, like I want to help change up like training, but like something I was thinking about was like one of the kids, the one I told you, like I was like coaching in the ring,
Yeah.
that he won his medals. Like I just remember thinking back, like in his first match, like he was winning, and then he went there because it was like 1 minute round, 30-second break, 1 minute round, 30-second
Yeah.
break. In one of the breaks, he was telling me he was like he was missing a bunch of kicks, and I was like trying to figure out if that's like him in the moment, like him that's him or that's me, that like that's him, like, you know, feeling bad that he missed, or that's me, like he knows I expect more from him, because like I know for, because like I attribute his, I don't take full credit, but I attribute some of my like my effort into his success, because like during training for the last 2 months, like I would always like pull him aside and be like, hey, you need to do this more, you need to do that more. And then like when he's practice sparring, I would be like, you need to do this more, do that more. Like I'd record for him and I'd be like, look at this, you need to be doing this. So I'm just wondering, like, do you think that's a good mindset of like when, say, like in competition, or like when you're performing or something? So like if you were to, for you, if it would be like getting, like finishing your origami, or like doing like a tricking competition, if you ever do that, if you had like a coach, would that be useful to have someone who's like more pushing you to, like, you know, constantly, like, even, you know, even if you're good, like you still have stuff you need to work on?
Yeah, I think that's really. I think that's a bad mindset at all. Like when every time I like am trying to improve on something, I just like especially recently, or with like cooking. Every time I finish it, like even though like I'm enjoying like what I've made, eating or like visually or whatever, like I'm always looking for like what can I improve on more, and whether you're looking at that because you feel like you should be better, or you just don't want to disappoint someone. I think just looking at that question is really good. It's like, what can I improve on more? Yeah, and it is really good to have like some accountability too. It's like I know this person expects more of me, so I will try harder. I'll work harder.
Because I know, like, for coaching philosophy, I've like kind of changed it, because like a couple years ago I used to a couple of my friends who were like silver. I was like, oh, I'll just coach you, and like I'm not sure because I just want to get someone else's perspective because like you psychology majors, so like you probably have a better understanding of how people think than I would. I guess it's like for me, I know that like if I were to try to improve at something, like I personally wouldn't mind if someone was like, you're terrible.
Okay.
Like basically calling me out. But I know that, but like kind of, because I've just been trying to reflect and be like, how do I become like a better coach, better teacher kind of figure? Yeah. And like I know that like because like personally like it wouldn't bother me at all if someone told me like what I just did was like the worst thing they've ever seen, or like that kind of thing. Because I understand that like it's coming from a position where they just want improvement. But I'm just wondering like from a like if you were to do, would you do that like like be like, dude, that was terrible, step your game up or something?
Definitely changes with each person and how much like each person can take. Like for me, like as long as I like respect that person, I'll be fine with them telling me I was terrible, right? Because I respect them. But if someone I didn't really respect, or someone like who hasn't gained my like full respect yet, try to do that, like I usually get pretty angry. Even though like sometimes I know they're right, like I still get angry. So like it depends if you have gained their respect yet, right? And also like if you're telling them that they're terrible or whatever, if they're doing something wrong, that if their mindset, if they can take it, right? Because you don't want to discourage them from doing it. You always want to like let them know that this is something they can do, right? If you tell them that they're terrible too much, then they don't. I think in their minds, that thing that they're doing will never be good enough. And when you think that something will never be good enough, people end up giving up because it's not. It ends up being an unattainable goal in their heads, and you want everything that you're teaching them to end up being something that's attainable.
Like a tangible thing that they can get to.
And even like if the end goal is like super far away, let's say you're training someone who's a white belt, and then you want them to get all the way to a black belt. Like that's a really long journey, right? But you want to like let them know that this is tangible. This is a tangible thing you can get to eventually, and you don't want to make it seem impossible, right? Even though it will be difficult, and then you want to make that journey really rewarding as you go, so that as you step up, when you go up, that while like there's like parts of it that's really hard, that these little victories will definitely lead to this tangible thing, because like when you think something's unattainable, people give up, because if it's attainable, why go for it, right? That makes no sense. So just as always, like go for the little victories, and remember that this goal that you're trying to reach is attainable. You can do it.
Would like putting something that's unobtainable still be good if you give like milestones in between? Say like if someone were to coach you to be in tricking, like they're like, okay, our goal is to be like say world champion, and you're like, even they give off the appearance that they believe in you, but in your head you're like, that's not realistic for you, but like they still give you like a bunch of milestones like
I feel like that's useful to an extent. Like if that reminds me of most of like Christianity, where Christians are, the word Christian means little Christ, right? And then so it's supposed to be demeaning, but we took it for some reason. But so we're all striving to be like Jesus, and that's actually impossible. Jesus was like a perfect figure.
So and it's like you're trying to be, you're trying to.
So that's actually that's actually unattainable. But how we do that is like a lot of times, like I look at different role models, either in the Bible or in real life.
Yeah.
So like someone like in the Bible would be like David, King David. Like he definitely wasn't perfect. Or like
Yeah.
Paul, he was great. Yeah, he also wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
And those are like good role models to look for. Like in real life, like Pastor John
Yeah.
Piper, he's like a really big role model. Or R.C. Sproul, he died. But like just like learning from other like, or even like people really close to you, like a pastor. Like I learned a lot from like the pastors at my church, or like some of my peers who I like really admire, who was living this Christian life really well, and like in that way, like that's how like I would use like an unattainable goal, like something that's there, like something that it's like something you want to be.
Yeah, it's aspirational.
Yeah, it's aspirational, and like you can follow like
Yeah.
that example,
Okay.
right, of training or
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't just always like. I guess you could like always strive for that, but I think if you always strive for that, and like since it's unattainable, I feel like it'll be discouraging.
Okay.
So there always needs to be like people closer
Yeah.
to you who has done what you're trying to do before.
Okay.
That's encouraging too.
So overall, it'd be more useful to be like, instead of being like something out of there, like, you know, best tricker in the world, and you're like, you know, trained to be like the best tricker at like your
In
small
like, your
group.
area, right?
And then that
after
gives
you
you-
get there, you can look
Yeah.
even bigger.
But that gives you like a tangible thing to reach, and then like stuff like metrics to measure your progress, right?
Yeah, and then once you reach that point, once you get to the highest there, that's basically another metric for like a bigger scale thing, right?
Okay.
Because I think you do like even without teaching that, like telling that person to like look out. Like I feel like they already know there's more.
Yeah, so you train them for like the next tier, or like
Yeah.
the next bracket of like being the best at that, and then it'll build on itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it definitely matters, or it changes depending on the person you're teaching or coaching.
Yeah. Okay.
Like how much you should do what, or like what they really need, and what you need to remind them or whatever. It definitely changes a lot. So
Okay. Well, that was an interesting talk.
yeah.
More, I guess, educational than normal. We could just complain about league. But,
I prefer this.
Yeah.
I feel
this is
like
fun,
you guys will probably prefer this
Yeah.
instead of just talking about league too.
Yeah.
So
I enjoy it personally because I don't really, because like it's kind of hard to find people to talk about this with that are
Yeah.
like that know like the, I guess, or in your case like you psychology major, but also like you have a bunch of different places where you see this kind of
yeah, I'm definitely learning a lot too.
So,
I don't have my degree yet, obviously,
Yeah.
and I'm not that far into my major. But from what I've experienced, from what whatever articles I've read, or whatever scholarly magazine article I've read, like doing some research. That's what I have right now. That's what I've learned.
that's podcast number 9
Woo!
on the educational side, but it was fun.
Yeah. So next one will be 10.
10.
Please come watch for that. It'll be
Yeah.
really awesome. We'll see if we can do anything special.
We'll try to make it above average. Alright, thanks for watching.